The comments about Nathan on Helen and Nina's video, they're borderline cyberbullying, if you ask me.
Well, he should have known better.
Hey, we don't know the full story yet.
And we gave him a chance to tell us yesterday, and he chose not to.
Yeah, because he thinks you've already made up your mind that he's in the wrong.
So, what did KSUH have to say about their video anyway?
Well, Zara was in crisis management mode yesterday, but I think they managed to put a good spin on it.
I guess you can always trust KSUH to do whatever it takes to cover their backsides.
Well, that's to be expected. They spend a lot of money on Hela. Anyways, now people are praising Helen for her bravery for speaking out against toxic masculinity.
Sometimes I don't know what's going through that boy's head.
Give him a break, Kenneth. I bet all of this is really hard on him as well. Anyways, I managed to move around some stuff so I can work from home today. Let's talk to him when he's back from school, okay?
Yeah.
Meet you for breakfast now? Mom, I can't. I'm already in the office. I have a meeting with Hela.
There are some lovely girls I want to introduce you to. Your work can wait, Louis. This is your future we're talking about.
Mom, I won't have a future if I don't get this Hela thing under control.
These girls are from prominent families. There'll be great synergy between our families and also KSUH.
Look, I promise I'll talk to you about this later today, okay?
When?
Later. I have to get to work now. Bye, Mom.
Wait.
See, those two. They are at it again.
What? They're just talking.
They are not just talking. I'm telling you. There's something going on.
Of course, I already told you about it. Maybe they like each other.
Don't talk nonsense. Why would he like someone like Rose? He's just making use of her. You better keep an eye on them for me. And find out what they are talking about all the time. Understand?
Not bad, right? Seems like she got a lot of international experience.
Can't you recognize fluff when you see it? Melody Zhou, passionate about interior design that is people-friendly and material-conscious. What a load of crap. How passionate about interior design can she be if she's a PA now?
Mid-career switch?
Why are you looking at her resume anyway?
Just doing Celia a favor.
Natasha's been keeping quite a close eye on me.
I know. Actually, Adina has probably assigned her to keep an eye on us.
Looks like we won't be able to keep things from her much longer.
And nobody's going to find out anything as long as we're careful.
So, Rose, you were telling me about the wholesale price of the long bean and taugeh. Which supplier was it again?
I'll be sure to pass you the contact later, okay?
Design executive in Peru, interior stylist in the UK, product designer in Vietnam. I didn't know Melody had such a keen interest in design.
Let me guess. The CV she sent to you was a completely different one.
Yes. It does seem she left out all of this and only included whatever experience was relevant, administrative jobs and so on.
Do you mind sending it to me when you can? I just want to have a look.
Please don't tell me my PA is in some kind of trouble. I've gotten used to her.
Of course not. Nothing to worry about, Kama.
Because I did a thorough background check before hiring her. I don't recall any immediate red flags.
Nothing of the sort. Don't worry.
I've been listening to their conversations the whole morning.
And then, what have you found out?
I found out that our taugeh and long bean supplier is much cheaper than the one that Haris's father used to use. But actually, Haris's contact for beef is cheaper than ours. He has a store at Tekka, does delivery also. Rose said maybe she'll give it a try to see the quality of the beef.
Natasha, I don't care about all this. I want to know what they were really talking about.
I just told you.
So Helen started a trend on social media, and many others are now speaking out about their experiences with manipulative men. Southern feminist groups have also expressed their support.
Make sure none of the other Hela influencers jump on this bandwagon.
What? Why? It's a great opportunity to steer the conversation away from the train wreck of a live stream.
I said no. It's too contentious of an issue. And those feminist groups, you give them an inch, they'll ask for a yard. Be labeled as hypocrites.
Well, we though. I know it's a great opportunity to show that.
Look at our board, Syirah. We're not exactly a bastion of diversity when it comes to gender representation. We don't need that kind of scrutiny right now.
Okay.
Type up a quick postmortem for me, will you? I don't know how we're going to make sure that Halo team members are emotionally stable before they go live, but it sounds like that's what we need to aim for in the future. Thanks all.
You think Haris is trying to cheat Rose?
They've been spending a lot of time together. Today, she even specially came down earlier to teach him about cooking.
Maybe he's just really interested in cooking.
No way. He must be trying to find out all our restaurant's secrets from her and steal our business.
If he's really in it for the money, he should just stick to accounting. The customers aren't as fickle.
I'm not surprised if he wants to do the same thing as Celia.
Wasn't he the one who alerted us to what Ilya was doing?
See? He only knows how to steal things.
I'm guessing you've heard your Adina's conspiracy theory.
If you ask me, it's not so much that Haris wants the recipes. More like Haris wants the chef.
What?
You don't think so? They've been spending so much time together in the kitchen. Such a hot, steamy environment. Sparks sure fly.
Don't talk nonsense.
Don't take my word for it. Just go and observe them yourself.
I know. We just have to do the same thing. Yeah?
Nathan, we need to talk.
Is there a point? Because I thought you already decided it's my fault.
Of course not. We just want to hear your side of the story.
Great. I guess nobody cares about what a crappy day I had at school. Everybody was gossiping about it.
Maybe. Don't lead people on if you don't want that to happen.
For the 100th time, I did not lead her on.
Hey, if you didn't do anything wrong, then I don't think you'll have a problem setting the record straight.
Yes. Let's listen to your victim narrative again.
Nina, that's not helpful. But why do you think she tried to kiss you in the first place?
Yes, Nathan. How did you manipulate her into feeling that way?
Nina.
You know what sucks? The fact that you choose your friend over me.
Because nobody can believe...
Hey! Time out. The fact is you confided in her too.
Not at the start, but I guess maybe after a while.
Well, she probably thought that was you reciprocating.
And is that my fault? She treated me like a friend, so why can't I do the same?
Because you're a guy, Nathan. And you're older. It's easy to give the wrong impression. Look, I know how you feel. We Bala men are very in touch with our emotions. I had girls falling for me when I was your age.
Ew.
Okay, what your father is trying to say is that you need to be careful with things like this. When dealing with girls, especially younger, more immature girls, there's a possibility of them misreading your actions.
So at the end of the day, it's still my fault?
From now on, just be more mindful of your behavior around Helen, okay?
After what she did, you're letting that psycho liar step foot into this house?
Incredible! You still refuse to admit that it's your fault.
I emailed the postmortem you asked for.
Thanks for the quick turnaround. I had a call with Corp Comms, so this is what we're gonna do. Nina and Helen will go on hiatus until all this buzz dies down.
And how long will that be?
We'll keep an eye on what's trending and take it from there.
Okay.
And at the risk of stating the obvious, when they're back, Nina and Helen will not be making any mention of this incident, except for a statement prepared by Corp Comms. Hey, I know it's a bummer putting a brakes on your channel.
It's fine.
You did good. You were quick on the draw, you had good instincts. We avoided a potentially much more embarrassing situation thanks to you.
Are you trying to play supportive boss now? Then maybe you can explain to me why you lied to Auntie Miwan about Jeffrey being fired.
That was a judgment call.
Well, because of that judgment call, Boss Lady withdrew from the KS Foundations for Social Enterprises, and now Handsome will never get to realize his Handsome Boss dream.
Yes, it was unfortunate, but...
Don't waste your breath.
You remember what I said about that Haris?
This is the fusion restaurant I was talking about just now. They have some interesting dishes using lemon, cloves, and even rose.
Those are the same essential oils I've been using for my smell therapy.
So you see, there's no harm in incorporating them into your cooking. I'm sure it won't be weird.
The problem is that the dishes won't be really traditional.
Hey, you can't stick to tradition for tradition's sake. Look at me. My job as an accountant may be obsolete the moment everything becomes automated.
So that's why you want to be a chef.
Times change. We have to change with them.
I heard the two of you have been spending lots of time together.
If you're suggesting what I think you're suggesting, Syirah, I don't have time for such things.
What exactly am I suggesting?
Haris wants to take over his family hawker business, and I'm just helping him to achieve that goal.
Well, that went well. Wonder how long the Cold War between them will last.
I just hope that Nathan has learned his lesson this time.
I don't know, Kenneth. That Helen has always given me a weird vibe. And Nathan was pretty upset at the fact that all of us pretty much assumed that he was guilty from the start.
Fine. I'll talk to him later. Apparently, the smallest brain from Junior Brains wants to speak to me first.
Badri calling again? In that case, I'll deal with Nathan, all right?
Hello.
Interesting. Melody Cho, versatile administrative professional with a passion for people and efficiency.
Quite savvy about marketing herself, if you ask me.
It's a completely different set of jobs. Admin executive in Indonesia, PA to creative director in Laos, and the latest one appears to be EA to the MD of 3GH Studios in Brunei.
Well, I didn't pay much attention to her employment history. Most people exaggerate it anyway.
That was very helpful. Thanks a lot, Goma. Hey.
When I told you yesterday that Melody and I are no longer hanging out, I wasn't suggesting that you need to step up, just so we're clear.
I was going to grab lunch by myself, so I figured I might as well join you.
Because I don't need your pity.
Trust me, no pity on my end whatsoever. Is that Melody?
Sharp eyes? She's been bugging to meet me. I'm running out of excuses to give her.
That's pretty persistent. How many times does she text you in a day?
I don't know a normal amount. It's fine, all right? I can handle her.
Nobody's saying you can't. So, shall we order?
All right.
It would be great help if you could tell Dad what I told you a few days ago about Helen.
Oh, definitely. For sure. I've got it back.
Thanks, Uncle Ajay.
Catch up with you soon, okay? Just hang in there.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, everybody thinks I'm some sort of creep that preys on younger girls, and nobody believes me. Not even my family, so how do you think it's going?
Look, it's not that we don't believe you, Nate. It's just that you're such a sweet, gentle guy, you know? We feel like it's important for you to be a little bit more self-aware when it comes...
Wow. So not only do you think I'm manipulative, you also think that I don't know that I am. I know Nina's been telling everyone that I'm making myself out to be some sort of victim here, but that's the truth. Helen's a psycho and I am the victim. Good luck to myself in trying to prove that, I guess. I'm going for a run.
I don't know. Maybe it's not such a good idea.
But I thought you were excited to try these new dishes.
The restaurant has been doing well. Our regulars come back to us for a reason.
Which is exactly why we can afford to experiment.
Haris, I can't serve any of the new dishes here. Anyway, it'll be too different from our current menu.
But isn't that the whole point? It's about taking risk. Now, who knows, the more you incorporate these flavors into your cooking, the more they will reinforce your own smell therapy.
Maybe you're at a place in your life where you can take risks. I can't, okay? Now, excuse me. I have a restaurant to run.
I'm just trying to understand why. You seemed to be excited about it earlier today.
I'm not like you, okay? You can simply decide you want to be a chef, and then you go and you do it.
You and I both know this has nothing to do with me. So tell me, what's going on?
I can't afford any more major changes. There's too much going on in my life right now.
Like what?
Firstly, Khalid's in P1.
He's only in P1. You don't have to worry about his studies for another 5 years.
My family is still trying to settle in a new house, new routine,
And you have to spend most of your time at the restaurant anyway.
Fine. My ex-husband is getting released from prison. And he's going to stay in the same house as us. I don't know how that's going to be like for me, for Khalid, for everyone, okay?
Okay. That I understand.
Hey, what's all this shouting? Do you know that the customers can hear you?
I need some fresh air.
Here you go.
Why am I not surprised that Nathan put you up to this?
Kenneth, he just wants you to see it from his point of view.
Just tell me the truth. Did you or did you not encourage him?
What?
Don't play dumb. This better not have been one of those lessons where you're trying to teach him how to be a ladies' man or whatever you call it.
Kenneth, I swear, this whole thing with Helen, I've got nothing to do with.
Yeah, good. Because you're the last person who should be giving relationship advice.
Bro, low blow.
Let's be honest. You're not exactly the ideal role model when it comes to having a meaningful long-term relationship. And excuse me for saying it, but I don't want him following in your footsteps.
Hey, I've done nothing but provide that boy with support that he needs, okay? Especially when you were too caught up with your work and didn't even notice what was going on with him.
Is that what he told you?
Look, all I'm saying is, I'm sure he'll appreciate it if you show him some support. Talk things through with him. And not just come down hard on him whenever he messes up. Because that's what it feels like right now.
What are you doing?
You are going to say you never received that letter.
I can't force her to accept the funding.
I can.
She'll just return it.
You just watch me. As long as I'm alive, Boss Lady will never lose its KSF funding.
Louis, Shelley, you've been ignoring my messages and calls the entire day.
I have a lot to deal with, okay, Mum? Not now.
Now, this is the most important matter that requires your attention.
Seriously?
I have 5 candidates for your consideration. I've personally vetted each one, and I have references vouching for each of them.
Fine.
Fine what?
I'll take them all.
Louis, be serious.
I am serious. If they're all as good as you say they are, I'll marry them all. You wanted synergy, right? How about 5 times the synergy?
You're not taking this seriously.
I am. I really am. Yes, Agnes. Unfortunately, I'll have to wait. I'm in the middle of an important meeting. Okay. I'll be right there. Sorry, Mum. Duty calls.
What about your duty to the family?
This is my duty to the family.
Hi, is this 3GH Studios?
Yes. Can I help you?
Yes. One of your former employees has just applied for a position in my company.
Okay.
I was just wondering if I can speak to somebody about her employment at 3GH.
Certainly. Can I have the name of the employee, please?
Melody Cho.
Please hold.
Sure. Hello?
He denied it all the way, but I just know his advice was what landed Nathan in the situation in the first place.
Please don't tell me you went all the way there just to pick a fight with him.
Of course not. I went there to hear him out and see what he had to say.
Which is?
He was singing the same song that Nathan was. That Helen's the crazy one, he didn't do anything, etc., etc. Nothing that we don't know already.
And naturally, you don't believe anything Ajay says.
Ajay is always going to take Nathan's side.
Nathan seemed pretty upset when I spoke to him. I think we can all afford to be a little bit more sensitive to his feelings.
Fine. But he better learn how to be sensitive to the feelings of others too.
So those two had a fight. Big deal.
It is a big deal. Especially Rosnani wouldn't even admit to me it was a fight. She won't tell me what it was about.
Maybe because it doesn't concern you?
It's not the first time, you know. The two of them are always like that, squabbling like an old couple. It can get quite intense.
How was Khalid when you picked him from school?
Fine. He's at home now doing his homework. Or at least he's supposed to be. I heard you and your protege had a fight.
I don't understand why everyone is making such a big deal of nothing.
Shouting at each other in front of my customers is not nothing.
If you must know, I was worried thinking about what it's going to be like when Zarin comes back. And something Harry said just got to me. But everything is sorted out and everything is fine now. Happy?
Still, it's quite unlike you to fly up at people you don't know that well.
What did I tell you? Just like an old couple, right?
Can I play outside?
Not too far so I can see you. You don't believe I'm going to visit Charles?
Well, you can't blame me for wondering how far you'll go to hide your little lies.
I am visiting Charles. Can you stop being paranoid?
Well, it's not paranoia, it's distrust.
I don't have my family with me like you, James. I haven't seen my mom since she remarried. Charles is the closest family I have. Why do I even need to explain it to you?
Well, that's a problem with guilt, isn't it?